Maybe you have one long leg, Nigeria, the longer your leg is, there's no door you cannot go through. But yeah, if you like stretch that leg from today to tomorrow. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laju. I'm a Nigerian living in the UK. So today I'll be talking about what you should know as an immigrant health worker or doctor in the UK. Let's get started. So if you're planning to move to the UK to work as a doctor or health worker, or you know someone who is, please keep watching, like and subscribe to this video, and also don't forget to share. So today I'll be shedding more light on what to expect before you move to the UK to work as a medical professional. I'll take it from two perspectives, professional and personal. Let's start with the professional. Now with the professional, the first thing I want to talk about is litigation. Now, back home in Nigeria or Africa as a whole, litigation is not such a big deal. Like, nobody really sues anybody. Nobody really knows their rights in Nigeria, to be honest. A lot of doctors and nurses and health workers, we do things and we get away with it. But back here in the UK, it's not the same. People know their rights. People stand for their rights. And people will sue you at the next blink of an eye. People know their rights. People will not take crap from you, like from the smallest thing to the biggest thing possible. You can get sued for anything, from issues like consent. You need to make sure you get clear and explicit consent from a patient before you do anything. Not like how we practice back home where you're getting consent and you're already doing what needs to be done. You can't be in a hurry. You can't be in a hurry to get consent. You need to make sure that you get the right consent. You have the patient's informed consent, written consent, every form of consent possible. You need to make sure that you get it and you document it. As regards empathy, a patient can sue you for not being nice. A patient can say, oh, I didn't like the way you treated me. I don't want that doctor to treat me. So you need to make sure that you are empathic. Make sure that you listen before you talk. Make sure that your body language is communicating, not just your voice. Do you get what I mean? From issues like chaperone, make sure that you always have a chaperone before you see a patient, a female patient of the opposite sex. Things like that. So don't take anything for granted when you're in the UK or in the Western world generally. You have to learn to treat your patients like an egg, like eggs. It's almost like what we see in the movies, but it's still not the same as the movies. There's a case recently, I don't know if you heard about it, about a Nigerian doctor that was struck off the GMC list because he slept with a patient. I'll not give you the full details. It's not from my mouth that you hear gossip, but it's sad because after all the stress of writing IELTS, PLAB, PLAB 1, PLAB 2, all PLAB 3, there's PLAB 3. If you know, there's so much stress in relocating. You do all that, you move your family or friends or whatever, and you mess up for what? For what? Is it worth it? It's not. So you really have to be careful. You really have to know what you are doing. And I've noticed about the UK and the Western world generally is that they've put a system in place that it keeps trying to improve itself. A system has been put in place to improve on things. There's something called DATEX, and you probably have heard about this if you're a medical professional. And basically, DATEX is like an incident reporting form basically that highlights errors in the system. So anybody can DATEX you, like anybody. You can be working with a nurse and you make an error, and the nurse will tell you, doctor, I'm going to DATEX this. Nothing personal. There's no fight. Don't get it wrong. But you've made an error. It could be an error from, wrong prescription writing, anything. And some will even be anonymous. You will not know who DATEX you. You may not even know you've been DATEX, but it has been put there in the system. A system in place to make sure that, how would I say, to minimize errors. Do you get? So somebody is watching, somebody is ready to DATEX. It's not like Nigeria where people try to cover up for people, or maybe you have long leg. If you make an error, for instance, maybe you have one long leg. Nigeria, the longer your leg is, there's no door you cannot go through. But yeah, if you like stretch that leg from today to tomorrow, that door will not open. No excuse can change the situation. Do you get? So you have to learn to be careful when you're practicing. There's another thing called an inquest. Now, when you hear inquest, I pray you never have cause to get an inquest or anything like that. Like, I'm not going to share any personal stories of people that I know, but I've heard of a few inquest cases, and the only thing we could do was fast and pray as a serious prayer, like, God, you have to take control. So when an inquest occurs, it means that a serious incident or a major incident has occurred that led to the death of a patient, and they're trying to investigate whether any unnatural suspected causes and see what you did or what you didn't do. So my advice generally, like my husband would always say, like, document every patient's case like it's your next court case. Put in every single detail. Don't be careless. So, yeah, you may be tired and stuff, but you have to, take in proper documentation, proper everything to, protect yourself, protect your back. The second thing I want to talk about today is professional relationships. In the UK, there is respect, as in there's mutual respect. The profession, people respect each other. It's not like Nigeria. It's not until you do good afternoon, good evening. You don't need that. Like, people respect themselves. You know how doctors talk to nurses back in Africa, like Nigeria? You guys know what I'm talking about. When you say, hey, nurse, hang that blood, nurse. You can't do that. Like, in this place, they'll call you in private. Like, any small thing, doctor, can I see you in private? Nurse, can I see you in private? Like, you can't talk to people anyhow because you're a doctor, or you are higher up in the ladder, or you're a consultant. There is mutual respect. Like, whoever they are, from house officer, interns, housekeepers, ward managers, health assistants, everybody's working for the queen. So you have to respect them. Everybody is an army on their own. But on a serious note, like, there's mutual respect in profession, and you need to learn to respect others. Be polite, use please if you need something. As in, if you go ahead and talk to somebody like casually or disrespectfully, they'll call you to order. They will not just, how Nigeria, you just you shout, and the person will be cowering in fear because you've shouted at them. Over here, no, people know their right, people know their stuff. Do you get? So you can't take people for granted. Like, I've heard of cases that, like I said, I will not be going into details for litigation reasons, but you hear stories, you hear funny stories about how people from Nigeria just come and start acting anyhow. See, they will detect you. Just be careful. Third thing I want to talk about is opinions. Yes, keep your opinions to yourself. Like, you may have your opinion about certain things or what you perceive to be right or wrong. Yeah, whatever opinions you have, yeah, that's fine. But keep it to yourself. Nobody needs to know how you feel or your opinions about certain things, especially when it relates to work. Because, yeah, you find different patients, you meet different people. People have different life choices, different health choices, different social and sexual preferences. And, just keep a very professional face, your poker face on. Keep your opinion to yourself. If you want to have an opinion, then stay back in Nigeria or go back to Nigeria and have an opinion on how people should live. In Nigeria, you can have an opinion, you can boss your patients, scold your patients, speak sense to your patient. But yeah, you can only advise. And if you're even advising, advise according to guidelines. Like, everything here is like by guidelines, according to nice guidelines. Like, everybody follows the guideline. If it's not in the guideline, then who are you? So yeah, just keep your opinions to yourself and follow the books, stay by the rules, follow the policies, and you'll be fine. And yeah, it makes sense. There's a law for everything. It's amazing. There's a law for every single thing, but we'll not get into that. So the next thing we'll be talking about now, I'll be talking about the personal aspect of what you should know. So personally, I've said quite a couple of things in part one. If you haven't seen that, I'll put the link up somewhere. You can, catch part one. Now, as regards the personal part, the first thing I want to talk about is your health. Your health as an immigrant, your health as a healthcare worker. Now, when you move to the UK, you have to register with a GP. Whether you are a health worker or not, anybody in the UK, you must have a GP if you are living in the UK. So your spouse, your kids, if you have kids, make sure you register with a GP. Even if you don't fall ill, don't make the mistake of, I don't fall ill often, I don't need a doctor. No, you have to register with a GP, whether you fall ill or not. Let me give you a personal example. My husband and I, when we came to UK, I was pregnant, so yes, I registered with a GP. But my husband didn't register with a GP. Yeah, like, he felt he didn't need a GP at that moment. It was not urgent like that. But guys, you won't believe what happened. My husband fell ill. He came down with chicken pox. Like, chicken pox from where? It was traumatic. It was scary, And the truth is, he got all these vaccines and everything. He always assumed that he had chicken pox as a child, So we came to the UK feeling, we thought we were covered, but somewhere along the line, it caught chicken pox. So I'll just mention this, like, make sure you get all your, your vaccines, your immunizations before coming, because you never know. There are so many diseases out here, like, so many diseases. There are diseases everywhere, but yeah, just be covered in terms of immunization and vaccines before you come to the UK, or, hepatitis, everything. So sadly, he had chicken pox, and I don't want to go into details, but guys, it was sad, like, ambulance kind of situation, or like, let me just insulate. Chickenpox in adults is not nice. Chickenpox in kids, you get over it, but in adults it can be really serious. So we had to get an ambulance involved. Like I remember thinking like I've never been in an ambulance in Nigeria. No, we're not. We're getting in an ambulance in the UK. I didn't go in the ambulance though, but they took him in an ambulance. But yeah, that's just for that. That's just for another day. So yeah, make sure you get covered. Make sure you get a GP. Make sure you're registered. So I remember because you are not registered with the GP, we had to get the things you need. Basically, you need to show your BRP, your proof of residence. You need to show proof of address. So in this case, I think we had opened a bank account. So you use this bank account in this case to just show, proof of address or something. And they took that. So that was it basically. Healthcare is free in the UK. I'm sure most people know this. So you don't have to pay for anything, but except drugs, you have to pay for your prescription. Except you are pregnant, which I was, or you have a child, or prescription for children is free, or elderly people is also free. So those categories are covered. And also people that have chronic illnesses. So if you have like diabetes or hypertension or cancer, even any chronic illness, you're also covered. You never have to pay for your prescription. Your prescription is your prescription is free. You just have to give your GP some details and all that, and whenever you go, they will send your drugs to you. The interesting thing is there's a standard price for the prescription. There's a standard price. You don't have to pay this price for this drug, this price for that drug. All drugs are currently, as of August 2020, it may change, but if you're watching this video right now, I'm aware that the price is £9 for every prescription. So if you have one prescription, two prescriptions, you pay £9 and £18 for two you get. So that's the price for drugs in the UK you get. So whether it is vitamin C or paracetamol or antibiotics, you pay the same price, £9. But if you're so I would advise basically, if you need like simple things that you can get over the counter, you don't need to go to your GP. You can just go over the counter. The pharmacist will give you, and it may be cheaper. It may be £2, £5 you get. But things like antibiotics, obviously you can't get that over the counter. You have to go and see a doctor if you have an infection, and they will prescribe antibiotics for you. So yeah, I think that's all on prescription. So the next thing I'll talk about is relationships. I think I'll talk about relationships in terms of when you relocate to the UK, or when you relocate generally, you need to be open to making new friendships, new networks, meet new people, and yeah, still keep your opinions to yourself. Sometimes we judge people at face value and we are not open to making new friendships. Don't do that. Get to know people before you judge them. Make new friends, because the truth is, I remember when we were relocating, moving to the UK, I felt like, oh, I know so many people there. I can't wait to see them. See, na lie. You can be in the UK for, don't let me say 1 year, but yeah, for quite a long time, and you will not see your friends, your closest friends, your loved ones, if you're not deliberate about actually reaching out to them and looking for them, because everybody's busy. Everybody has their own life, their own schedule. Some people are doing night, some people are doing morning, and when you have your time off, you probably just want to rest. So be open to new relationships. Make sure that you don't judge people at face value. Try to get to know other people, and don't think you will see people like that. People live in different places, far places, and except you're ready to make the journey, and except you're deliberate to see them. I also spoke about childcare in the previous video, so if you want to know more about that, you can also check it out. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like this kind of content and you want more, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and do feel free to share. Bye.